a time in every man's life where a man must go for the bones. Roll that intro. Hello everybody on YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis XL, right, welcoming you back to the 100 days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days we're dueling with a different deck every single day. Today, everybody, is day number 48, and today we're taking a look at a classical deck with a bit of a new twist on it. We're taking a look at Phalanx, Pike, Skullservants. That's right, we're doing the Skullservant thing, sending lots of Skullservants to the grave, making our king huge, but also working on the little guys here, because we got the original Skullservant, and if the fates allow it, we have the Phalanx Pike, which can make this dude just about as strong as his daddy here. So we got ourselves our Skullservant deck combined with the Lightsworn stuff for, well, 1 part's for the mill, 2 parts because there's a new Skullservant that's kind of like a Lightsworn in situation, you know, he mills a whole bunch of cards, so basically the 2 decks work so well together now, so there's no reason not to try this. So we got ourselves our deck here today. We're going to be milling out a whole bunch of zombies, whole bunch of light swarms, flooding the board with different monsters of various strengths, getting the King of Skulls to giant numbers, the regular Skullservant to giant numbers if we get the Pike, and we'll have ourselves a good old time. So big old shout out to Mr. Harry Yu, who wanted us to take a look at some Phalanx Pike Harpies today. And so we're going to go into EDO Pro, we're going to show off this deck, show off the wombos and the combos, the what do's, the what not do's, and have ourselves a good old time. So if you want the whole deck list, it's at the end of the video, but for now, let's get right into the action and see what this puppy can do. Alrighty, our first opponent, another day, another card game. Now, we kind of like to go second with this deck more often than not, because it is very much a beatdown sort of thing. Opening hand is... it's an interesting hand, I'll give you that much. We're up against Horus, Chaos Horus to be specific. I would say with the Dark Grepher being there, I would say this is some sort of chaosy version of Horus, so we'll see where this goes. We'll see where this goes. Definitely. Oh, it's Dingirzu too. This guy's a bit of a try-hard, I would say, but we'll see where this goes. I mean, Horus, we know how to deal with Horus. Horus battles a monster, send that monster to the graveyard. Yeah, that's the one tricky bit. Is that if I try to ram into his monsters, then he can just send my stuff to the grave. But if he makes an Xyz monster or something, it's not as bad. It's not nearly as bad. So what are we going to be up against here? Ooh, the zombie vampire. That can actually be very helpful for us. He mills out a few things we could use, and I think he just did. What did he just send to the grave? Ooh, White Baking and Wolf. They will both go off. Very cool. Okay. I love it when my opponent plays in a way that it actually benefits us. So we're going to get the White Prince. And let me think. I kind of want to get Lightsworn. Let's get Wightsworn because we want to show off the new guy. We're going to get him. We're going to discard White Prince. White Prince, OG, one of the most powerful cards in the deck. When he is sent from wherever to the grave, he sends the king, or, you know, he sends the Lady in White and a Skullservant from the deck or the hand. And gotta go, GG. Oh, come on, brother. What do you mean you gotta go? You hosted. You can't go. Okay, well, unfortunately, I'm not sure my opponent rage quit or he actually had to go. Possible either way. So we won't count that duel, unfortunately. I'd rather count that duel because, dang it, I had a really nice opening hand. I have all the things in the world to do all the things I like to do in the world. But you get a very small taste of what this deck's about. We're trying to just mill cards to the grave. My opponent was helping me, damn it. I think he just didn't like that part. So let's go ahead for an actual first duel. Alrighty, our actual first opponent. And once again, trying to go second. Don't you just hate it when your opponent mills your deck and then they just leave when they figure out what you're doing? It's sad, but it's true. So what do we have for a hand? Not as good as a hand, unfortunately. But it's a hand we can at least live with because we do have a danger in the hand, so what are the odds of this actually being Toons? Probably very low. If he searches another one of these, it's Sky Strikers. If he searches an actual Toon card, it's actually Toons. But I kind of doubt it. I have this doubt that that's what this is. You know, nobody wants to play cool Toons. So weirdly enough, 100 days Yu-Gi-Oh! We're on day, like, in terms of recommendations and different things, we're on day, like, 60-something. Nobody suggested Toons yet, which is, you know, we still have plenty of room, though. We got, like, 40-ish days. Although, wait, we got 7, we got about 33 days worth of, no, 32, because the last day's mine. But yeah, basically, okay, this is actually Toons. Okay. I'm happy for that. I like to hear that it's actually Toons. Alright, so actually Toons will summon the Blackluster Soldier Boy. Soldier of Blackluster. He doesn't seem to have his field spell, though, and without that, his deck doesn't do half as much. That's the thing. That's the one weakness of Toons. Is that without the field spell or the OG... Ooh, hello. There are shenanigans potential here. But it all is going to depend on how the Jackalope runs. If the Jackalope is good to us... Oh, Ash Blossom, I see. Well, sadly, Ash Blossom doesn't work on Dangers. That's the thing. It doesn't work on them. Just at all. Alright, let's see. Danger, Lightsworn. I don't have much, but we'll see where this goes. Let's go for our Dragon of Lightsworn. And unfortunate to that, we don't really have anything right now. So we're just going to have to end our turn and hope for the best. I mean, if this gets destroyed, nothing will happen, sadly, because I have both of my dragons in my hand. Let's see. This can't attack directly. He's going to go after my Jackalope, which is perfect. I'm actually glad he did that. He's going after Jackalope. Let's see. This doesn't... Yeah, until he has Toon World, this doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. I don't know what this is, but I assume that that is going to be the other one. Oh, boy, that's a hard one. We do need to start going for skullservant. So let's go for the White Princess. Nice little girl. She sends the prince to the grave. Straight from the deck, and then he's going to activate his effects. Gonna mill a few more skullservants. A boop and a boop. And let's see, how many skullservants are now in the grave? We don't have a lot of skullservants in the grave. Okay. We're gonna link these two off, because I'd rather have more skulls in the grave, but we're gonna use the Wightsworn. We can discard him and mill cards up to the number of skullservants in the grave. 5 is a nice start, but we can get a lot higher with this deck, and Felis is gonna get milled. Nice. White Baking is milled. Oh boy. Time to start cooking with some grease. We're going to get White Prince, and we're going to get White Mayor here. And then we're going to discard the White Prince, who is going to just mill some more cards. That's what this deck does. And Felis is on the board too, which is nice. I don't really need Felis right now, but it's always good when you're doing all this milling with Wightsworn to plus off of it. So we're going to mill a few more cards. And let's see. Oh, there's a Lightsworn in the grave now. Beautiful. Very beautiful. And let's go ahead and send another monster to the graveyard. That's what this deck does a lot. So we're going to send Wolf, get another card, and I should be able to... Let me think about this. If I synchro summon... How many Sworns are in the graveyard right now? 1, 2, 3. I could get several more. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. For now, though, I want to go for Golden White Prince. We're going to banish him and a couple of the skullservants, including the lady. You always want to get the lady. We're going to summon forth the King of Skulls, and he's a nice 7,000. It's not as big as he can be, but it's a start. More importantly, we're going to revive the lady. We'll protect our king from spell traps and things, which we don't like. We don't like any of those. Let's see. Let me think about there. Let's go ahead and summon forth Minerva, the Lightsworn Athena. Which is going to allow us to send some more things to the grave. Let's send Raiden, and we'll send Weiss. That way we have a bunch of different names in the graveyard. Not that it matters too much, but just in case. And we use Weiss's effect, we'll just bring back the wolf. I feel a little bad for this dude. Maybe he even has something to stop this. I don't think he does. We'll find out in a minute. Because right now we're just milling. Like I said, this deck mills a lot of cards. That's what Lightsworns are doing. That is what, it's what our deck just likes to do. So what we're going to do next, we're going to use Minerva's effect. We're going to banish 4 of these. And we're going to mill 4 more cards. This way we can special summon our Punishment Dragon. let's see. I'm not going to do anything. I really just did that so I can flex and say that on rare occasions you can summon Enlightenment Dragon in this deck. But that ought to be it. Let's go ahead with the battle phase, because I think my opponent's had enough. We'll attack with the King, because he's a nice balmy 9,000 who has piercing damage thanks to Pentastag, and he can't be destroyed by battle and is unaffected by spell traps. So boom wakachu. That'll be game right there. So that's a nice showing of what this deck is trying to do. Unfortunately, my opponent, he didn't get the field spell. If he had the field spell, completely different game. I would have had to play around his negates and things. That's what we're trying to do with this deck. So good on us. We got a nice size King of Skulls. He can get bigger, especially if we were running more of the OG Skullservant and stuff, but it gets a little clunky at that point. So I usually like, you know, I'm trying something new, basically. I'm trying something new with 2 instead of 3. So we'll call this duel, and the last one is 1 solid win. I think that's fair. And let's go for duel numero dos. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Go do it again, and once again going second again, because that's what we like to do. Alright, opening hand is fine. Unizombie, one of best cards in deck, and also Un for Un is really nice. Alright, so what do we have? Okay, that's not terrible. You don't usually like to have the Skullservant in your hand. You can send it still with White Prince, but you kind of prefer it other ways. Let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, get white baking. I just like to see this boy on the board. We'll summon out our Unizombo, and we're gonna go ahead and use his effect to send a zombie to the grave from the deck. I can only attack with zombies this turn, but as you could probably tell, that's not an issue. It's not exactly a problem. It's more of a suggestion more than anything else. So, a couple of Skull Serpents from the deck. And let me think. Yeah, let's use Unizombi's other effect. We're going to go ahead and ditch the zombie in our hand. And I'm going to summon this thing, Immortal Dragon, who is not only a tuner, but he can send another zombie to the graveyard in order to change his level. It's pretty neat. So we're going to go ahead and add White Mare. And we're going to add... doesn't really matter at this point. But I'll get rid of a Prince because I don't need him in my stuff anymore. I don't really need him right now. Right now, I'm going to use Immortal Dragon. We're going to send a zombie to the grave. And I can send, like, Mizuki and things like that, too. Which is also a really good idea. But right now... Actually, yeah, we'll send a Mizuki. That's even better than what I was thinking. So we'll use the Wightsworn now. Go ahead and mill a few more cards. How many cards can we mill this time? 7. A little better. I've had up to 10. One of those things. So what do we mill? Ooh. All the Lightsworns all the time. Alrighty. Let's see. 8, 10. Is this a dark? That is a dark. No. Okay. I was about to say no, but then I'm like, that's actually fine. I can actually live with that. I mean, okay, that's fine. Let me think about this. I'm going to activate one of those Mizukis now, and we're going to bring back somebody. Does it matter who we bring back? I'm going to bring back Unizombo. It doesn't really matter who. More important thing is to just get another body, and I do need to start going faster, because running a little low on the timetables here. Oh no, this is a normie. I can't. Oh wait, no, I have another Mizuki. What am I talking about? Come on, Yugioh Pro. Do not dare to make me lose by time just because you want to be weird with your buttons. Okay? We're not doing that. So I'm going to summon out Pentastag. A Chumba. We're going to activate our White Prince. We're going to banish the boy, the girl. I need to get into the attack mode as soon as humanly possible. And I probably should just attack, but, you know, gotta use White Mare. Okay, come on. Do not dare take my time. Come on. Attack that thing. And then immediately after that, we're just gonna end our turn. So, oh, gosh, dang it. Super pop. Oh, wait, I'm not affected by spell traps. So I don't think he can, like, confused with like Pentastag and stuff. And I'd love to keep attacking no matter what he summons, but I'm gonna have that in my turn regardless. I don't want to, but I kinda have to. Alright. Alright, well, unfortunate that I'm gonna have to end my turn just because I'm on time. That's the only reason. My opponent, I like a little extra time because I like to do a combo or two if you don't mind. What are we up against? Tenpai dragons, you say? Interesting choice. I mean, dang it, I had all the things. That rock hurt me a little more than I'd like to admit. Bloody Tenpai dragons, I tell you what. Alright, so what do these do? During the main phase, add a Tenpai dragon from the deck, then discard a card. This guy, that got the spell trap. All I remember about Tenpai dragons is that they battle a lot. Which, I mean, I assume he has a means of getting rid of these. Otherwise, what was the point? What would have been the point of that? I mean, what can he synchro with here? Mud Dragon's in attack mode. Oh yeah, Tenpai has a spell, I think, that works in the battle phase. I forget how it works, though, so we'll see. What is he trying to do? Take no damage in battles involving fire dragons. During the battle phase, synchro using this card to control. Okay. I don't know why you... were you flexing the fact that you don't take damage or something? I don't understand what you were doing there. I'm sorry, my brother. I don't understand what the bloody hell you were doing. Oh, you were just trying to summon this thing. Return a monster on the field to the hand. Yeah, that really hurts. Oh, my feelings. My feelings are hurt! Alright, so I can't do damage to this, is essentially what I'm hearing. Does that matter to me? Not especially. Do I have another king in the graveyard? Unfortunately, no. I could summon another, but only have 5,000 attack points. Is the rub. So what we're going to do here is normal summon the King of the Skullservants. Because that's what we have. And... Did he activate his stuff? No. I was thinking you could activate his cards in the phase, but let's go for card destruction. We'll go for card destruction, see where this goes. Yeah, that's a smart move. Because now I can link these away for something. Okay. I can link these away and revive a monster, so that'll work just fine. Danger Nessie will activate her effect. Let's get Yakalope, just because. I really wish let's see, 1, 4... I've already normal summoned. Come on, Danger Jackalope. Okay, that's another monster. I'll take it. I'll take it. This actually works just fine, really. Really, it may not look good, but it actually works out just fine. So we're going to link off using all three of these. We're going to summon forth Blackluster Soldier Boy, the envoy of Soldier Boy. And we're going to use Wightsworn's effect. I can banish him to bring back King of the Skullservants. He'll be slightly weaker, but, you know, you do what you have to do. Let's see, if I destroy his monster, I can banish the other one. Pog. I think that's what the kids say these days. Okay, we'll attack in the Mud Dragon of the Swamp. Annihilate that thing, do lots of damage. And then we'll attack into this thing. This doesn't do anything, but it's banished right now. Oh, wait, he's unaffected by activated effects, so I can't banish you. I can banish your field spell. Does that... yeah, I think I will do that. I'm going to banish his field spell. I'm going to do that. That sounds like a smarter idea. We'll end our turn there. All right. So, not out of the woods, necessarily. It depends on what he draws into. He did get this thing. This does just search him another card. And it'll search the searcher. That's the thing about Tenpais. No, 2 of them search, 1 revives a monster. I remember from, like, testing, seeing these guys every once in a while. Really just it's just a battle archetype. It's really all it is. And we'll see where it goes. I mean, this is unaffected by stuff, and he's almost as big as his big synchro is. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Go to the battle phase. This allows you to synchro summon into the 7-star one. During the battle phase, that also lets you synchro summon. Okay. Okay, so Can he synchro twice? Oh, Black Rose Dragon. Dragon these nuts, am I right? And my opponent surrenders. Does that not? Oh, because it doesn't count as a synchro summon. That's just summoning a synchro. You gotta read those rulings, man. That's a killer. But there you go. There's another win under our belt. The skullservant's very effective, very deadly. We haven't seen Phalanx Pike though, so we're gonna keep dueling. I want to be a little shorter than yesterday because yesterday was a very long episode. We got time for at least one more duel, so let's keep going. Alrighty, everybody, the third opponent, the fighting third. Very appropriate name because we're doing nothing but battling. What do we have for a hand? I mean, again, I can send these from the hand, but I hate seeing them in my hand. This is kind of a rough opening hand. Let me think about this. If I normal summon you, let's see, that won't do me like any good at all. That's the problem. Bit of a rough start. Me and my opponent, I think, both have a rough start. So let's go ahead. We'll make Link Karibo. Good old Link Karibo. And see where this goes. Good old white, get me the prince. And actually, I think Lightsworn will help me here. Because if I can get 4 skullservants in the graveyard, then I can at least mill something. And if I can mill one bloody Lightsworn monster, I'm good. I don't know if I got any bloody Lightsworns. I did not. I did get a king, though. Something. It's something. Something. Sometimes you just get a little something. I'm still wondering where my Phalanx Pike is, though. I mean, you have to understand with the Phalanx Pike, with most decks where the cards count as the same name in the graveyard, it's a really good. Like, Harpies is my favorite. Cyber Dragons is another one that can weirdly enough use it. With Skullservants, though, while everyone counts as a Skullservant in the grave, the only one that counts as him on the board is the OG. That's the one thing you gotta be worried about with this. Let's see. Well, there ain't much else I can do, Jimmy. Tain't much we can do here but summon the king and at least have a beat stick on the board. How much attack? 7,000. I've seen bigger. I've seen him go up to 13 in this deck. Up to 13, I'd say. Oh, no. Oh, wait, that's bad. That's not bad. I was about to say that's bad, but then you have to remember that, actually, that's good for us. And I'm going to show you why. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to attack the King of the Skullservants. He's going to get destroyed in battle. Funny story about the King of Skulls. For whatever reason, if he gets destroyed by battle, well, yeah, Guardian Slime's going to come out. That's cool, too. But more importantly, I can use the King's Effect. I can banish one of my Skullservants to bring him back. And if my opponent didn't have this, I would be good. But unfortunately, it can just increase its defense. That, unfortunately, is the case. So we can't do what we want now, but that's just a funny little thing the King of the Skulls can do. So if you're ever worried about going up against Gradles with this deck, it's fine. What do we have? Egyptian God Slime. Okay. And then this will get a god. So this is some sort of like raw deck of some sort. That's exactly what this is. Personally, I prefer Halacti, but that's just me. Yep. Junk calls. Shut up, junk calls. Nobody wants to hear you. Alright, so Egyptian God Slime can't attack anything except for this. Can't target you with card effects. Blah, 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 blah. Bleep, 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 blah, blah, blue. He's trying to summon forth a Ra, and that's not great. Wait, is this the thing that protects his winged dragon if he summons? Send a winged dragon of Ra, blah, 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 blah. No, I think it's the other thing that no, it's the cannon spell that makes it so his monster is unaffected by stuff. Alright, so 7,600, he's a 10,000 pointer. I can get bigger than that. Don't you tell me otherwise. Okay, so he has the Winged Dragon of Ra. That is true. What are you doing now? Add a monster reborn. But why, though? Oh, he's going to revive something to bait out my guy. That is not good. Or are you... Okay, yeah, that might... Actually, I'll have life points. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's fine. My monster's big enough to tank that. It's all good. I'm not worried or nothing. This doesn't do anything to me. I just need to beat over this guy. That's nothing. I don't know why you attacked into him first. That was very silly of you. Unless you have the cannon, in which case you just... No! Link Karibo! That's fine. That's absolutely fine. We still have this. I honestly should have saved this for that. But then again, he would have lost otherwise. Doesn't matter. Okay, so the Winged Dragon of Ra, he's still sitting pretty, but I can just run over this and he loses, so I'm very confused as to why he didn't attack Link Karibo first. Kind of odd, but maybe he does have that cannon this whole time. Maybe. Possibly. We'll see where that goes in the long run as I... Nah. Junk calls. Okay, so I'll take the damage. It's fine. King of the Skulls revives himself. For the king stands above all skull servants. And I would really like to draw the Phalanx Pike so that I can at least show off the Phalanx Pike thing. So if you don't understand, Phalanx Pike, nice old equip. Monster gains 900 attack for everything in the grave with the same name as itself, which works on certain monsters better than others, and skull servants can use it. It's just that it doesn't always work. So my opponent will surrender. Gosh darn, I want to keep this episode short, though. We'll try for one more duel. We'll try to keep it quick, folks. I don't want to get this to another 50-minute video. So we'll go for one more, because I really want to go for the Phalanx Pike. So let's just try one more time. Alrighty, everybody. The fourth duel. The magnificent fourth. Last chance at romance. I don't really care if we win or lose. We've already destroyed everything in our path. That's what skull servants really do. I just want to see Phalanx Pike. I don't even care if he gets, like, I don't know, 900-point boost. I don't care. I just want to see it in my hand right now. Please. Thank you. I appreciate you. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Alrighty. That's what I like to see. We got our Phalanx Pike. After that, I don't care about... Okay, Witchcrafters is actually fine. Because the one biggest strength of the Phalanx Pike in our Skull Servants is the fact that, you know, with King of Skulls, if you negate his effect, he's just like... But if you give Phalanx onto Skull Servant, he doesn't have an effect. He doesn't need an effect. That's the kicker. What does this do again? This does, let's see, negate the effects of... Okay, that's only negates monsters. And what does this do again? Tribute this card, no, discard a spell. Summon a Witchcrafter from the deck. So yeah, it's a Witchcrafter deck. He's got all the things set up. Go to Schmitta. That's going to send another Witchcrafter spell that he can reclaim. A good old buy street. And Witchcrafters just aren't seen as much anymore. I don't know. They were a nice little trolley sort of deck for a while. Eventually, they just kind of went to the wayside. What did he just get? The log is not working, so I can't actually see what he got. But he got some Witchcrafter stuff. Okay. So now, let's go ahead. Solar Recharge. Discard a Lightsworn monster. Draw 2, mill 2. Alright. Oh, there he goes. Draping. This is the... Bouncing of things. This is the... Discard a okay, so he's going to be able to interrupt my stuff, which is not bad, but not great either. I'm going to set this, and I'm going to activate Tsuchinoko. Tsuchinoko, come on, brother. I was going to get you in the grave one way or the other. Why are you going to do this to me? All right, it's fine. It's fine. You know, it's what you do with danger sometimes. Sometimes you just got to roll them bones. You gotta roll them bones. Pun fully intended. Alright. We'll get that boy out here. Here's King of the Skulls. That's good. That's a good. Let's summon out the White Baking. See where this goes. I got Mizuki going. It's all pretty good. Ooh. I mean, I could have him immune to, like, battle, but that's it. So I don't want to do that. Let's go for... Because I'm gonna get the OG. That's the plan, anyway. Actually, no. What we're going to do is summon out Chaos Sorcerer. or Angel, or whatever your name is. And we're going to just try to bait out the buy street usage. Or if he has like another spell, whatever he needs to do. Because, you know, yeah, there we go. So Madame Fire will negate Chaos Angel. That was part of the plan, though. That was part of the plan. That was the plan, brother. That was the plan. Let's go for Pentastag. There we go. All right. So now we got all that going. Let's go ahead and get the Prince. Let's get the Sworn. Then we'll discard the Prince, get a couple monsters going. Bob's your uncle. I do have an uncle named Bob, so I'm allowed to say that as many times as I please. All right, so White Prince will go off. We'll go ahead and ditch these two to the graveyard. The Yard of Graves. We're going to use Mizuki's effect. Bring this boy back. Oh, wait, no. I was supposed to keep him in the grave. Wait a minute. Lady in White or King of the Skulls? Ah, shoot. No, I can still make this. Let's see. Yeah, I can still make that work. I was about to say I screwed that up, but not really. Let's go ahead and whoopie doopie. Summon Night Nightmare Unicorn. So I'm just going to discard the King of the Skulls. Get rid of Heine. At least bait out that. Because, you know, it's fine. I don't need to do damage this turn. I think we're fine. I mean, if he uses Heine's effect right now, that'd be even better. Alright. Not going to use Heine. Oh, so shiny. And let's go for the Wightsworn. Hello. I shall now proceed to mill all of the Sworns. Alright. And Weiss goes off. That's cool and all. I'll get Raiden. And yeah, there we go. We'll get Raiden going off here. Let's activate Wightsworn's effect. Because like I said, we're not going for the King this time. We're going for the OG. I summon forth King of Skulls in miniature. 6,600. Like I said, it's not as big, but it's something. It's something. It's something. It's not perfect, but it's something. Let me think about this. If I banish 3, I can summon a king and then get more stuff. So slightly less numbers, but I think in the long run this will work out just fine. So we'll summon forth the King of the Skullservants. He'll be 6,000. Like I said, you have to have a lot of skulls in the graveyard for the Skullservant to be as strong as the king. But there you go. There's a rage quit from the Witchcrafter. I guess he was out of spells. Even if he had a spell, I could have run over this thing, run over with everything else. That would have been not quite game, but Witchcrafters, I mean, I got rid of all of his stuff. That's the thing. He needed to top deck really hard to out this board. So there you go, folks. That is at the least you saw the Phalanx spike, and that's what we did a 4th duel. I'm happy. Episode's long enough today. I don't want them all to be giant movies. Let's go for the end screen. Alrighty, so Phalanx Skullservants. We give this a 4-0, and it's a deck that deserves it. Skullservants, very robust bunch of monsters. Very competent at doing what they do, sending all the skulls to the graveyard, making one of their members just absolutely massive monster. The new support makes it even better. The Wightsworn combos so well with what Skullservants already did. It also allows for all this crazy shenanigans with the Lightsworns for just amazing combo potential. I mean, Lightsworn is just, he's a great card. I love this dude. Any deck that focuses on graveyard support can combo completely with Skullservants now, and that's all good with me. And hey, we got to do pretty much everything this deck does today. I mean, we got the Phalanx spike on the Skullservant. We made the king not as big as he could be, but we got him, you know, relatively large. I mean, 9,000 is not bad, but it could be bigger. It can get bigger. And we summoned most everything out of the extra deck except for like 1 or 2 cards, but most of this is like extra fluff anyway. So, you know, we got to do everything we wanted to do. Had ourselves a good time with it. I'm very happy with how the deck turned out. So if you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. Help us to get to that 800 goal. We're so close to the 800 goal. Oh, it'd be really good to hit 800 for day 50. I'm just saying that. So if you'd like to support the channel, go ahead and try one of those things out. But for now, let's go ahead for the deck list because, you know, I want to share this deck with everybody. So for today's main deck, it's a 53-card beast. We have 2 copies of the OG Skullservant, 1 each of Punishing Dragon and Judgmental Dragon. 2 copies of Danger Nessie, just for emptying out hands and getting bodies on the board. A couple copies of Wolf, because when we mill him, he gets an extra body on the board. We have ourselves Raiden as a tuner that mills. 2 copies of Mizuki. 3 of the new Dragon of Lightsworn, because it allows us to get a body, mill cards, that gets us more bodies, and searches dragons. It does a lot of things. A couple copies of Felis for another tuner that summons itself, and can pop a card as well. 2 copies of Weiss, which is another tuner, which can special summon itself, empties out dead hands with Felis and Wolf. And 3 copies of White Princess, which is not a bad normal summon in of itself, because it just sends the prince. It also acts as a hand trap, which we never needed to use, but I can reduce the attack of anything with a level or a rank on the board by 300 times said level rank, so it can make big guys really small. 3 copies of Unizombie, because it's amazing for just ditching White Prince from the deck to, from the deck to the grave. There's also another nice tuner. Lots of tuners in this deck, lots of different tuners. We have Danger, Tsuchinoko, and Jackalope for, again, more Danger shenanigans. Couple copies of Lady White to protect the king, as well as all of our zombie monsters. We have triple white baking, because this is, you never play less than 3 of this, unless Konami's are a bunch of butts and they decide to ban this for some reason. This is an amazing card, because it allows us to not only protect our monsters, but also search out skull servants, discard skull servants, set up White Prince, etc., etc. White Mare can recover our monsters, as well as just send skull servants back to the graveyard if you need an extra bit of punch with your skull servant king. And it just brings back the lady for protection. Triple Wightsworn, because I can mill a whole bunch of cards, set up so many different effects. This is an amazing card. Don't play any less than 3 of this unless Konami decides to ban it. Triple White Prince, even though we only have 2 of each of these, that it's still good to have 3 of this guy, just in case. And a couple copies of the King of the Skull Servants as our penultimate boss monster. You have 2 copies of Solar Recharge if we need to discard a Lightsworn for draws. This is good for both that and for mill. 1 for 1, because we have a lot of level 1 monsters in this deck. Change of Heart is really just here as an out to, say my opponent has something like Baron de Fleur, we just need a quick out to that's not restricted by anything. We also have things like Hard Destruction, because, if I discard White Baking and White Prince in the same hand, that's pretty damn good. We got Foolish Burial, of course. If you need me to explain why to play Foolish Burial, then I don't know what you're doing. We have Monster Reborn here. We have, of course, for Revival. And we have 3 Charge of the Blight Brigade for milling cards, non-once per turn, and getting us Lightsworn monsters. And 2 of the titular Phalanx Pike to make our Skull Servant big. As for the extra deck, we have things like Al Mirage and Link Karibo, just to link off our little monsters. A good old Masquerena plus Nightmare Unicorn is a pretty standard sort of link combo. Pentastag gives our big king piercing damage, really good if my opponent has like a defensive deck, or I don't know, they Nibiru us, for example. That's a useful thing for Pentastag to do. Blackluster Soldier is a side monster, but we do have high-level monsters that, we can make this guy reasonably well. And he's a nice guy to keep around. Appaloosa the Bruiser. Don't go into often, but it is a bunch of negates that you need to go first, and you just flood the board with the monsters and link them up for this thing. That's another option. Minerva's just more mill, which can potentially draw us cards if we mill some Lightsworn monsters. Immortal Dragon's another tuner. So many tuners. I should have put like Crystal Wing Dragon in this deck with all the tuners we have. But this can just send more zombies to the graveyard and change its level. So, it's another monster for that. Cyber's Quantum Dragon, nice level 7. Which, on occasion, in testing, I found we can make level 7s. And, combining this with one of our link 1s. It's something. It's something. It's also Chaos Arcfiend, because we have lights and darks in the deck. So, it's another little synchro we can make, along with Minerva, just to banish a whole bunch of cards, to mill more cards. We have Draco Berserker, we just need a straight-up beat stick, and we can't go for King for whatever reason. Chaos Angel we can make by just tearing a light or dark into a tuner monster, and then protect our monsters from destruction, protect himself, banish stuff, etc. And then finally, Enlightenment Dragon. He's just here for the show. He's just here to start annihilating things. That's his whole kit and caboodle. That's what he does. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you want to know tomorrow's deck, I guess don't make it. Little behind on that one, but we are making basically I just switched decks around for this because I got a deck suggestion. I was going to do Sophia Turbo. We'll do that for Whammon Week. For now, day 49 is going to be rank 2 Dark Monster Turbo. So things like Dark Mist, Manipulator, and Gin Buster. And we're going to see how that one works. It's going to be very casual minded, I think, but it can potentially do some nice damage too. So hope to see you guys there. For now, your boy Memphis signing out. I'll see you guys again very soon with more Yu-Gi-Oh action. Till then, y'all stay safe, you stay happy, and you have a good one.